Alright, well, in this video, let's see. We worked on the Falcon, of course. Trying to get ready for spring. We got a long ways to go, but it's starting to come around. We had to do some emergency strut repairs to the Escape. It sort of died on us. That about sums it up. We got the nitrous bottle mounted. We got some things done. This week, we're going to work on the fuel system. Try to get all the fuel lines ran. We had to add one, so change things up a little bit. Thanks for watching. Alright, it's Saturday morning. We're going to get some shit done. Our grill is dead. I got to find another one. And when I find one, I will replace this one. But for now, all the broken spots, I'm using some metal-to-metal body filler reinforced stuff, and I'm putting little pieces of wire in there just to get it to work so that I have something. Every day, every couple of days, I do another patch. This one's gonna be the worst. Tried TIG welding it. I'm nowhere skilled enough. Tried some of that cheapo Harbor Freight mumbo jumbo. It doesn't do nothing. So this is where we are and what we're gonna do. I got a few more spots I need to repair here. That one looks good. That one looks good. That one looks good. So the bottom's done. Ain't no brakes there. I got to do this brake, and then this brake. 3 brakes to go. But for today, so far, we're going to take the bumper and hitch off and work on those. So let's get started. Alright, there's our back bumpers off. Here's our hitch. So this is our old hitch. We're making a lighter one with that. Our bumpers are off. We're getting shit done. We got 2 plates thinner. We're gonna drill them right now and figure out how to make them work for what we want to do. If anybody needs a hitch for a Falcon, a friend gave me this. I'm gonna see if they want it back. If not, we'll give it to another Falcon person. But it is heavy. Alright, there's the base of our new hitch. Obviously, I gotta do some work to it and whatnot. And then I gotta center it. Best of my unskilled abilities. We got the bumpers off. We're gonna start drilling holes in them. We're gonna try to fill these bumpers full of holes. You watch a bunch of old drag racing videos and go to like the rockin' race and stuff, nostalgia races. That's a thing guys did. They drilled them full of holes. So we're gonna try it. If it doesn't look good, we'll get some fiberglass ones. But I've always wanted to try that. Some cars it looks good on, some it doesn't. We're gonna see how it looks on a Falcon. Well, let's get that centerpiece mounted on that hitch and get the hitch painted. We got to do some cleaning up on it and trimming, but it's gonna work. It looks good. I might have to do a little work. It looks like it could be a little bizarre, but I think it'll work. Well, here's our old hitch. 50 pounds. I'd have thought it weighed a lot more, but it weighs 50 pounds. Over here is our bumper full of holes. Well, not a lot of holes. 36 holes. And the bumper lost 2 pounds with all those holes. Our new hitch that we made is 25 pounds lighter. So it's coming. Next up, we have to clean up a little bit because, man, we made a lot of sparks. This exhaust, I don't like this part. So we got some shiny stuff. We may try to cut some kind of teardrop in there. Can't really say for sure because I don't know how that works. But I'm going to see what I can come up with. I think you kind of just go like this. But we're going to see if we can come up with a teardrop or something. Like I said, I don't like what's there, so we're going to do something to amp it up just a little bit. See what we can come up with. Then we're going to come up here and we're probably going to cut it at 18 inches and put a clamp. I don't know though, this exhaust ain't very heavy. So I'm not 100% sure. We're not going to lose a lot, so we may not do that. But boy, we got a lot of burger welds on this thing. God. And I know why. I didn't clean it, and I did it in a hurry, and I didn't do it right. And this is a stainless muffler. This is a piece from the auto parts store. This is conduit, and this is conduit. And I think that's a piece of conduit. It's real shady work, to say the least. So we're going to see what we can do to make the part that sticks out of the car look a little better. So we can get the exhaust on and run all our fuel lines and battery cables. And all that. We're going to have to think about that one. Then we got to do these wheel wells. It was going to go out to a body shop guy, but I'm running out of time for April. So we're going to have to try to MIG shift it and figure out how to do it ourselves. That ought to be exciting, but I think I know what I'm going to do. I have a plan. So now we're going to work on the exhaust. And see where we're going to have it come and work on the wheel wells this week. We got our bumper and hitch done. Now we're going to do exhaust and wheel wells. That's the plan. Alright, so with the help of a friend, Dave Hagen, he told me make something to bolt to my axle, yada yada yada, with a rope. I tried it. Rope is too goddamn jiggly, or I'm too jiggly, so I came up with this contraption. It's my axle puller on my slide hammer. It's pretty level. I can get it pretty level this way. I measured 14 inches, which will give me, my tires are 26. Half of that is 13. An inch extra will be 24. I was going to put front fender wheel lips on here, and I still may. I'm not 100% sure. But hopefully, I can stick my pen in the hole, like so, and make my line. This little device will rotate around, and I'll be right where I need to be. That's the plan, at least. Hopefully it'll work. So there we go. That's pretty good. It's a nice circle. If I can find a way to cut it with my jigsaw, I think that'll work out beautifully. Then my tire should fit. without a problem. We might have to do a little bit of something right there where that peak's gonna be. But the rest of it I kind of like. I think that'll work. So we might give that a try. We're gonna see if our blades will fit our jigsaw. Well, we got our fender wells cut. I think you've seen that in the last part. We got them sanded pretty good. We gotta sand a little more on that one, I think. I don't like that part. But it's coming. It's looking good. We're gonna get a piece of sandpaper and clean that up. And then we're gonna primer it with some good old Rust-Oleum clean metal primer. It's a very light color, almost white. And then we bought some Rust-Oleum Pearl Effects or some crap. We're gonna try touching it up with that and seeing what it does. Well, there it is with the gray primer. Well, it's white primer. I'm sorry. Now we're gonna go do the other side. And then we're gonna put some of that Rust-Oleum Pearly stuff over top of it and see what it does. We got a lot to do and a little time to do it, but we're getting ready. While that's drying a little bit, we'll start getting the other side sanded and ready to primer. It's a little cold in here, so it's not gonna turn out real well, but it'll be good enough for this thing. There it is. It's not perfect by no means, but it's white, it's better than gray, it's kind of pearly. As nasty as this ship box is, it's beautiful. 50 feet away at 80 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, you'll never notice that. Flying down the freeway, you'll never notice it. So it's perfect. Well, I'm going to sand the other side, get it ready, and get the wheels back on this thing, get this cleaned up, this floor, so I can move it over some. I have plans. I want to get it all on jacks so I can get the fuel lines ran and everything today. Alright, we're in the shop today. Falcon's on jacks. Start our front coil-over conversion. We got the rear fenders done. We got the rear wheels on. We got our exhaust tips painted. And we hope to get those on today, but this is going to be the hard part, so this is where we're starting. The government cheese truck is gone. It's out getting some body work done on it. And we're going to try to get this off and see what we can do here. Not 100% sure how it's going to work out, but we're about to find out. We got to get the coil springs out of there. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to take all the shock tower, the shock, and all that stuff out. We might have to cut the spring. I'm not 100% sure how stiff and how hard it is in there. Once we get the shock out, we'll be able to see. Alright, we got our shock top off. We got our shock out. We got a chain on there. Hopefully it doesn't come out and kill us or tear the fender off. We got the tie rod end off. Hopefully it'll let it go lower. And we're going to give it a try. I'm hoping I can get that spring out without cutting it up. If I can't, well, it'll be getting a cut job. But hopefully we can slide it out of there. It is V8 spring with one coil cut. It's a Moog spring, I believe. They're only a year old, so hopefully we can get them out. Maybe somebody else can use them. And we do have the tie rod end off. Alright, spring is out. We got our base off. We got our base made. We got, well, there was a ring in here, but it's gone. So now we're going to take this cover off that goes in between here, these bolts. I'm not sure what it, well, it kind of keeps the spring in there, but we don't need to keep the spring in there no more. We don't have a spring. So if you look right there, it might have been used for some stiffening action. But we're taking it off. We don't want it. And then guess what? We got to put her on the scale. See what we did. This is our little bracket. We welded the tops on. Welded the snot out of it. It shouldn't go nowhere. We're going to put that on after we get that off. And then we're switching to the other side. So right now, we are going to take the, I don't even know what the heck you call it, this thing here off, because we do not need that. So that'll be taken off, and then we're going to start assembling this thing. Alright, our coilover conversion isn't going to work out how I want. I don't like the travel. It's just not going to do what I want it to do. So we're going to put the factory coil spring and shock back in it. And get to work on getting the exhaust mounted, get the coolant drained, get some water in it, start running our new electric stuff. And move on to something else. Next winter we'll do the coilover conversion the way I want. I think I got to get some different coilovers. I know they make kits for this, but I don't like the way that worked either. This will work, I just got to make some modifications, and I'm just not doing it right now. I have other things I want to get to. I need to learn how to drive the car, so that's where we're going to start. Alright, let's put this back together. Alright, so this weekend we tried switching out the front. Didn't work out so well, we got to get some more pieces. We did manage to get the front bumper done. We got to put the turn signals and stuff back in it. We got the driver's side exhaust put on with the white tip the wife wanted. What else did we do? Oh, we got the main fuel pump mounted. Now we got to mount the other fuel pump, but we have a little problem. The escape. We got to do a turbo blow-off valve, and we have to do struts and an oil change and that kind of stuff. Get her ready. She's a little beat up. Well, we had to take a break from the Falcon. We got to put another jack stand under it, but this is the winter beater. The good old Escape. We had a Jeep Patriot. A Jeep Patriot's a damn good little SUV thing for the winter. So now we have this. I'm a diehard Ford guy, but this thing, ay, ay, ay. We're trying to keep it decent and still drive it. And it's a 2013, but seems like I do a lot of work on it, or have a lot of work done. Hopefully once we get all the bugs worked out of it, it'll be okay. The whole damn truck's almost new. But now we're doing the front struts. And maybe sway bar links. We got to do a power steering boot on this side. That thing's ripped all the shit back there. So we got to do one of those. But we're going to do these struts. See how involved it is. So far, I noticed doing the windshield wipers, the battery, anything you do on this thing, you got to take this stupid thing off. Like the struts are way under there. So this dumb thing has to come off. No matter what you do to this car, this thing has to come off. Craziest thing I ever seen. But we're going to get on it. We're going to see if we can get the bottom half of that strut off. Then we'll do the top side. And see how it goes. We got a jack stand in the wheels. We only got the jack on the other side. We got to put that jack stand over there. And then we're going to get to work on it. We're going to spray some PB Blaster on some bolts. Hit them with the old Aerobie and see if we can get them out. Alright, we got all the bolts out of the bottom. We might have to take the ball joint and all that stuff out. I'm not 100% sure yet. We got the brake hose unbolted from it, the ABS sensor, the cross bolt that squeezes the bottom of the strut, and we got the sway bar link out. We got the first plastic cover off of here, and of course we're still digging, trying to get to the strut top, which we think is under here somewhere. Not 100% sure where, but we're still digging to get to it. So now we got to take that little thing off and see if it's underneath there. I think they're right in this area, but I'm not 100% sure. But now we're going to take this piece of plastic off and see if we see it anywhere else. Well, we got that piece off. So next, we got these 3 bolts. There's 3 on each side. That holds the strut top on. So we're going to take those out, and hopefully we can pry the bottom out somehow without taking everything off. But if we got to take everything off, we'll take everything off. We're in here now. While we're in here, we're going to fix this right, because that's all jankied up. This is the windshield wiper motor we had to have put in. A month ago, 2 months ago, it broke a flywheel, and we had a guy fix that. I wasn't messing with that. I hate these new cars. I hate them with a passion. So now I'm doing the struts because it was banging and clanging, and I see that ripped boot. I'm going to see if I can get one of those. But for now, we're going to try to get these struts out. So we're going to take out those 3 bolts. Alright, so with the help of the air hammer and all kinds of stuff, we got that thing out. Now we got to put the new one in. I think we're going to try to bolt it to here first, and then jack that up to it. Then we got to take that tie rod end apart so we can get that new boot put on there. And then we got to do the other side with a turbo pop-off valve thing and an oil change. Vacuum it, put it all back together. But we got one side out. Let's see if we can get it on. Alright, we got one strut all the way back on. We got to fix that tie rod end boot. Tighten up the little bolt for the brake line. And this side's done. Double check our bolts up there, but it's on. It's in. We got to do the other side. That little boost thing we'll do when we get that strut out. It'll be easier. It's an Allen wrench job. And an oil change. Take it to the car wash, bring her back. Clean out the inside. Alright, driver's side is done. We fixed the steering boot. We fixed the brake line bolt. Now we're moving on to the other side. We still got to do an oil change, a turbo valve, and a strut on this side. Excuse the noise, it is raining like cats and dogs. So we're going to proceed to undo all the bolts on this side and get this strut out. Once we get the strut out, we'll go in there and do that little turbo valve for the second time. And then all we got to do is an oil change, put it back together, and the trailer hitch light plug. I'm trying to get this thing done so we can get back on the Falcon. Alright, so we got this strut out of this side. Before we put it in, we're replacing that turbo valve thing again. We did it once before, and it's a cheap Amazon part, and it didn't last. I don't know. It was a part in a box, and I snapped it back together. So we're trying one more before we order a $300 one. You know, $28, you get what you pay for, I guess. Maybe the second time's a charm. We'll see. But it's real easy to get to with the strut out of the way. It's just 3 bolts right up there. So we're going to pop that out and put in a new one before we put the strut back in. So we got our new valve in up there, and now we're going to put this strut in. We've lubed it all up. Hopefully it goes in pretty smooth. Here's our new strut, ready to go. So now we're going to grease up the bottom. We sprayed some blaster in there. Hopefully we can slide it in with ease. The last one fought me a little bit. Alright, we got our strut back on. Good to go. Now we're going to change the oil and put the top back together. Then we're going to clean it out a little bit, vacuum it maybe. And this baby's ready to go. Wipe our greasy handprints off of it. Alright, let's drop the oil out of this thing. Alright, well, the escape is done. It's out of here. Now we're going to start porting the intake, cleaning up this. It's a Speedmaster copy of a Parker funnel web. I like these. They don't perform the greatest, probably. With work, though, they do pretty good. So, we put the gasket on here. We got to clean up all of this. Try to make it pretty much square. Clean up all these rough castings. And it's not the ideal intake, but I like it. It's like a little tunnel ram for a single barrel. So we're going to get to cleaning this thing up and get it on there and see what happens. So, we did a rough grind here. We got a little more, we got to smooth it out with some other devices, make it smoother. But within a couple minutes, we had that thing ground pretty good. So now we're going to get our long one put together. Try cleaning this up further down. Clean some of that up in there. Get rid of all these sharp edges and everything we can see in there. And then we're going to smooth it all out with some sandpaper. Make it all smooth as we can. And then we'll see about gasket matching the sides. But like here, we got a whole bunch here still to take out. So, but we want to work our way down now. So we're going to give that a try. Alright, we got our carburetor pretty much, or our intake manifold, I guess. We got to keep smoothing it out, but it's coming. I got tired of hearing that air compressor. These ports were already done. Gasket matched from the last motor I had it on. Up here, taking a break from hearing that air compressor, we got the seats out of the car. Started taking the front of the motor apart for the intake and the new water pump, new carburetor, all sorts of stuff. Been looking at standalone gas tanks to put up here for the... It's not going to happen. So there's just no room in this little car for that type of stuff. As we slowly start taking it apart. We're probably going to take the hood off tomorrow. Get some light in here. It's dark and the room would be nice, and hopefully our fiberglass hood is coming soon. But we want to see how heavy that hood is by itself. If it's not too heavy, we may pin it on till we get the fiberglass one. But I'm going to assume it's too heavy. But we're going to pull the hood off. We've got it scribed where it goes. We'll put it on the roof till we get all this done. So that's where we are. That's what we're doing. This video is going to be crazy. It's got Falcons. It's got escapes. Jesus Christ. We got all kinds of stuff going on. But we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll put the escape as its own little thing. Wife drove it to work today. She loved it, so it's back to normal. Alright, let's get some more work done on this thing. Alternator brackets, everything's got to come off. We got the bottle mounted. Put some crossbars across the gas tank. So that ain't going nowhere now. What else did we get done this week? On this side of the car, in the front, we got our Mazir water pump on. The alternator's back on. We got the Old Man Garage ATM 750 on. Our phony baloney Parker funnel web, that's a Speedmaster. The 331 has a real funnel web on it. We got it finished hogged out. We got our new Holley vacuum, It's a new Holley fuel pressure regulator mounted. It's coming. We put a plug here on the distributor instead of butt connectors and spade connectors. It's an actual plug. Hopefully it'll work. We got to redo the main fuel line in, and we have to do the return line's a little snug, but once we change that around, it'll be okay. This line we did, and it does not touch the water line. It's close, but it doesn't touch it. So that's it for today. We're going home, calling it a weekend. Like and subscribe, Side Money Garage. This video was crazy. We worked on the Escape, we worked on the Falcon. We did a little bit of everything, but it's coming. It's definitely coming.